Readers, today I'll be reviewing Wonder Woman Bloodlines. So after a brief retelling of her origin that has some elements that are inspired by her live-action movie, while also adjusted to fit the events of Justice League War, Diana finds herself up against Dr. Poison, Dr. Cyber, Giganta, Cheetah, and Silver Swan in a situation that could literally wipe the mascara off the map. I mean, yes, technically the mascara isn't on any map, but you know what I mean. So let me just get this out the way right now. This is no way beating the 2009 animated Wonder Woman movie, not by a long shot. But as her first solo outing in animation since then, and as her first solo feature in DC's animated movie universe, it's actually pretty decent. And once more, DC and Warner Brothers must have heard my critiques regarding the death of Superman and reign of the Superman movies, because they avoided adapting a specific storyline from the comics and adjusting it to fit the established universe of the movies. Instead, they made their own unique story for the movie, and because of it, there was proper pacing, proper focus, no backtracking regarding why things were the way that they needed to in order for us to understand why they were happening. Mostly because all of that was handled during the Superman films. And because they learned their lesson from the Superman films, nothing felt out of place or awkward. It was a Wonder Woman movie that took place in the Justice League War universe, and it felt whole. So with that being said, let me talk about the characters that stood out to me the most, starting with Diana. I always find myself enjoying Rosario Dawson's take on Diana a lot more than I expect to. And that's mostly because when I initially think of Rosario Dawson in an animated DC movie, I immediately go back to her voicing Artemis in the 2009 Wonder Woman movie. But I'm really glad to see how much she's made the role of Diana her own in this movie, especially now that she has the proper amount of time to flesh out than she does in the animated Justice League films. Silver Swan and her subplot helped out a lot in that regard, and honestly was one of the things that helped this movie be as good as it was. Going back to Diana's origin to help explain the relationship between Diana and Vanessa, how it strayed away because of the decisions of her mother, and how that severance impacted her motivations, was the best route to go as far as getting us invested in why things were the way that they were in the film. Unlike another movie that adapted an arc that I treasure into this universe that was an overall disappointment. Jesus Christ. Another thing that I appreciated about this movie was that this is the first film since Justice League War that decided to change its art style. No, seriously, every single film in this universe, from Flashpoint Paradox to Batman Hush, has the same art style, and Wonder Woman Bloodlines was the first to change it by softening the characters up a bit, while still acknowledging that it takes place in the same universe. And also, like DC animated films since Flashpoint Paradox, I wish that the animation was as fluid and as cinematic as it was before this animated universe started. No, seriously, go rewatch Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, or Wonder Woman 2009, and then any other animated DC film since Flashpoint Paradox. The difference in animation fluidity is night and day. But that's what happens when you decide to release 4 animated movies in the same year. Like I said before, readers, Wonder Woman Bloodlines is not Wonder Woman 2009, but it's a good time nonetheless. Because it was an original story and not one adapted by a beloved comic arc, it felt like it naturally belonged in the same universe as Justice League War. Both Diana's development and her relationship and overall encounters with Silver Swan felt more real than the recent adaptations that they tried to shoehorn into this universe. Worth a Redbox rental for sure, or a stream on the DC Universe app when it becomes available. As far as buying it, if you like the Justice League War series of animated films overall, I'd say it's worth at least a DVD purchase. So with that being said, readers, your homework assignment for the day. Write in the comment section below what you thought of Wonder Woman Bloodlines if you've seen it. Patreon-a-thon is happening all month long here on Readus 101, so if you want to help financially support the channel, you can join my Patreon by clicking the card at the end of the video or in the link in the description down below, where you can also find a link to my merchandise store. Or if you prefer to give a one-time donation, you can find links to my PayPal and my Ko-fi account in the description box as well. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday. But until then, this is Readus 101. Class dismissed.